Hello, my name is Swissbianco. In this video I will talk about the Tops knives Spie 3.5. This is a folding knife from Tops. Tops knives are making usually more fixed blade than folders, so that is one of their few folder that they make, and I did wanna test that out. The knife is slightly used. It came in that Tops knife package here. We have a bit of wool inside with a zipper, so that was in there. Those spare parts that are next to it I'm gonna explain in a minute. We have basically a liner lock folding knife. The blade is the N690 stainless steel in black traction coating that is typical on the blades from the Tops knives, even as it is a stainless steel blade in about a better 440C quality. The traction coating is still on it there, so you have the regular look on the blade as by a fixed blade from Tops knives. We have a full flat ground. We see here the line of the grinding goes all the way on top. The blade came sharp out of the packaging. Again, this is a used knife. We see on this side of the blade Spie 3.5, and then below the serial number, and here we have the Tops logo engraved on it. The blade has two thumb studs. On each side is one. Those are black coated as well. Then we have the handle. The handle is aluminium aircraft grade. That got CNC milled, and then as Tops knives did email me, it got anodized. They did not use or say hard anodized, so it's the question what kind of anodization they did on the handle, and then it got black traction coated as well. We have the same finish on the handle as we have it on the blade, and then they put it again on the jig by the milling machine and milled those accents in it, and the silver natural aluminium color shows off again. There we don't have any anodization or any protection, so that is not too well for the raw aluminium, especially in certain environment. On the back side of the knife we have the second part of the handle. It's a two-piece sandwich construction, a left and the right part. This side has the cutout for the pocket clip. The pocket clip is inlaid with a single screw. It's a pretty sturdy pocket clip, a simple bended piece of metal with just one screw, that's all. We see we have no lanyard hole there at the end of the handle at all. What we have is a couple screws that hold the whole thing together. The privet screws and the pocket clip screw is the same size. The other two screws are a bit smaller. We have a bit chimping starting in front of the thumb stud on the blade. Then here we have again, then on the handle on top, on the end of the handle, and below again, and then here only by the liner lock. The liner lock, they say, is a steel part. Screw it in. It was really good adjusted on that knife here. As we see, it's pretty well there. This you can adjust, as I found out, with the pivot pin there. The pin that they use is just a round piece of metal, and left and right side you have the screw that hold the thing in place. This knife came used to me, and Some of the screws had discoloration on it. The black coating did wear off or was never on it. It's hard to say. So I did contact the Tops Knives, and they thankfully did send me the replacement parts to put it on. So that's why those screws now look in a black color instead of a silver. So I did change that out. For opening and closing, it's a typical liner lock knife. We have a good distance between the handle and the thumb stud so that you can easily open it. You have a good grip for closing it as well, and it's of course a right-hander variation because of the liner lock, but at least opening the knife with the left hand is easy possible too. What is not too well on this design is unfortunately that they did not use a washer on the main pivot axis. They simply did CNC mill what would be a washer directly out of the aluminium, and this on both sides. Even if that is hard anodized, if you oil it and you use the knife, you open and close it for a while, there you have already a wear, especially with that traction coating on the blade, which seems to be relatively durable. You wear off of the aluminium, and while you need to tighten up the two screws again to make up for the material that is lost, one day that's going to be simply too much material lost that you can't tighten the axis anymore. So unfortunately that is not a good solution, especially for a knife that new cost about $220 or more. That I would consider is not too well working at all. I did not expect that, and this knife is a used one. I got that for good $100, and for that price I did wanna test it out. But the problem is with those parts that you simply cannot replace then, as the wear will go deeper into those aluminium parts. There is a problem that I would not like to have in the future. So that is how that is. For those that like the look of that knife, for the price range, for those $220 approximately, there should be a metal washer or minimum a nylon one. So that much about the Tops knives, the Mill Spie 3.5.